Welcome everybody to Forza Horizon 5, and today we're taking a look at the 1997 Lexus SC300. Now this is part of the first generation that was produced between 1991 and 2000, with this version debuting in 1992 after the SC400, which was a V8 variant, made its debut as the the flagship model of the SC series, as it was the most powerful and with the biggest engine. Although with this car you could also get the same 4-speed automatic gearbox in the SC400, but this was the only variant of the SC that you could get a 5-speed manual from. The V8 version did eventually get a 5-speed auto, but you never got a manual with that car, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, that weirdly makes this a more sporty version of the SC line in this first gen. And yeah, I really rather like this car. It's been a while since we've had this on a Forza Horizon game. We had it last in Forza Horizon 3, and we've had it in 2 Forza Motorsport games, the 4th one and the 6th one. So again, not very many games in the Forza Motorsport series either, which is a shame because this is a really rather nice car. Yes, it's not the most powerful version you can get out of the SC range in the first generation, but I certainly prefer it to the second generation SC430, which we've had before in previous Forza games. It's a lot better looking and a lot more sporty, and yeah, that 5-speed manual playing a part in that. And yeah, it's a really rather nice luxury coupe as well, plenty of space in the front and the rear. It's overall got a really nice profile to it. It's got a sizable boot as well, and crucially the engine is really rather nice and smooth as well, as it is a 3 litre inline 6 producing 225 horsepower and 210 pounds-feet of torque. Now this is the same engine that would be used in the 4th generation Supra, the A80, and this actually has a little bit more in the way of horsepower than that. It has about 5 extra horsepower. Now granted, this weighs more than that Supra ever did at 3,560 pounds, but still, it's a nice little bit of trivia there to say that you have more power than the standard Supra ever did. It's also got a nice chrome tipped twin exhaust, and yeah, this is what I like to call understated luxury, because yeah, it's for the kind of person that wants a luxurious car, one that's comfy, powerful enough to deal with traffic or anything like that, but isn't making a big noise about it. It's got no spoilers, it's yeah, not got a loud raspy engine, it's got nothing like that. It's just a pure luxury coupe, one that just so happens to be fairly quick. And yeah, I do like the styling on this. I have come round to this. I initially never liked the styling on this car, but I definitely like it a lot more now, and yeah, I'm really pleased that it's in the game. So yeah, let's get out onto the open road, see how it does on the drag strip, and then we'll hoon it around the track. So yeah, here we are at the drag strip. So as you can see, a very nice looking car in the open world, very nicely done overall. This had a really good drag coefficient of only 0.31 as well, so yeah, very aerodynamically efficient car, and that's because it's got pretty much no straight lines on it. And yeah, really nice sounding engine. Nice rev limit of about 6,500 as well, and you're doing 105 by the time you hit the speed camera. So yeah, not the quickest kind of luxury sports car, luxury coupe out there. Not really going to call this a sports car. Yes, it's got a 5-speed manual and plenty of horsepower and torque, but yeah, it's not a full out-and-out sports car. This is more of a cruiser, a long-distance, GT kind of car. Just minus, the massive amount of power or the prestigious badge. But yeah, still, does like to have a bit of fun if you poke it a little bit, as you'll see now as we get towards the track. And yeah, would have liked to obviously have the choice of putting the 4 litre V8 that you could get with the SC as well, which was also used in the LS400, but unfortunately that is not the case. Still, let's see what we can do with this. So it's Rivals, C-Class, Mid-C-Class. No, there is not a problem communicating with the... well, right, fine, we'll go solo. And we'll just do a little race. Do 3 laps of a race. We'll hold back a little bit and let them get ahead, so we can just enjoy it ourselves. But yeah, still a pretty damn good car overall, and yeah, it's a shame that it's not been featured in more games. I think people generally pass this over for more modern Lexus vehicles, because we generally don't have that many older Lexus cars. I think this and the SC430 are the only two for the 2010s that we've ever had, really, outside of maybe the ISF. Even that's a fair bit more modern than this is, so yeah, let's give them a little bit of room, just get ahead a little bit. So yeah, 0 to 60 in this car, 7.418 seconds, 0 to 100 in 19.419 seconds, and it will get onto a top speed of 153 miles an hour, which is plenty in a car like this, because like I said, it's not for you know, tyre burning or you know, wheel spin or drifting around corners at a manic speed or anything like that. This is just an out-and-out cruising vehicle, one that is extremely luxurious, as you can see from the interior. Nice bit of wood, leather, all of the stuff you could expect on a car pretty much from the late 90s. And yeah, all very pleasant to drive. Yes, it's a reasonable car to drive as well. It's not going to, you know, crash into a bush or anything like that. But it's not an exciting car to drive. But it is one that is very well composed. You can hold it into a bend like that at that kind of speed, and it will not, you know, slide outwards or anything like that, which is pretty remarkable when you consider this is still a rear-wheel drive car with 225 horsepower at the end of the day. So yeah, it just shows how even Lexus were not after making this, you know, a sports car. Even though obviously it's got a coupe body, which is generally for sports cars, but yeah, still, I enjoy driving this. It's just a bit more of a laid-back kind of vehicle, really. Doesn't feel like it's in a hurry, but it's going to get you there nonetheless in time, and yeah, that's something to commend, really. I just wish that we had more 90s Lexus vehicles. I really am dying to have an LS400 in this game, or in any game from Forza, quite frankly. Because again, it's kind of like this pretty much, to be honest. You know, a decent amount of performance, but it's not, you know, making a great deal of noise about it. It's a car that, you know, will get you home in a speedy kind of way, but you know, it's not going to be tyre burning or anything like that in the process. So yeah, I do highly recommend giving this a chance if you haven't. I know Lexus cars in general aren't massively popular on these games. Only really the LFA is a massively popular car, but yeah, I do hope that we get more Lexus vehicles that we've never had before in a Forza game. The spiritual successor to this, the LC, would be amazing to have on a game, because that is a gorgeous looking coupe. And yeah, it would be a great addition to the Lexus lineup on this game, quite frankly. So yeah, but there we go. It's about time this car made a return to the Forza series, and yeah, just hope that we get more from Lexus at the end of the day at some point. So yeah, do try this out if you haven't before. I can understand why some people wouldn't, because they probably think it looks a bit boring. It's quite heavy for something that only has 225 horsepower on the light, but generally it is a really rather nice car just to sit back in and relax and just take in the scenery. Nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.